Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Gold with your daily analysis for the first day of the new trading week, ending Monday, 21st of October. I'm recording this video just gone 4:15 in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time, Monday, the 21st of October. I still have two wave counts, and to be honest, I very slightly favour the alternate. I expect that this main wave count may be invalidated within 24 to 48 hours now. It's very likely that primary wave 4 is not over. If it was over here, it would have lasted only 9 weeks, in contrast to primary wave 2, which lasted 53 weeks. So it's likely that primary wave 4 is going to continue further. When the A wave subdivides to a 3, we're looking at a flat correction. The A wave subdivides to a 3, the B wave subdivides also to a 3, in this case a double zigzag, and must reach at least 90% the length of the A wave, so this main wave count requires movement to 1205.74 or below. Within the second zigzag we have A, B and C is extending with 1, 2 and now within 3, 1 and a very deep second wave correction again. The depth of this low degree second wave makes me consider that this main wave count may be wrong and the alternate may actually be correct, but this main wave count's not invalidated until the second wave moves beyond the start of the first wave above 1330.09. For this wave count, it expects strong increase in downwards momentum. Let's have a look at what's happened in the last little while where we've had mostly sideways movement. This is the price high here, the end of that deep second wave correction. So far we may have a 5, 3 and a 5 developing downwards. For this main wave count, this developing 5 wave structure must be an impulse because it would be a third wave. This wave count requires quite a strong increase in downwards momentum as a third of a third of a third of a third wave unfolds to the downside. When we have some clear strong movement below this trend channel, we will have some confirmation at least that the upwards movement is over and the next movement down is underway. But whether it's the strong third wave or whether it's a correction as per the alternate, that won't tell us. It will just tell us that the next wave down is underway. For this one at the hourly chart level, if this little second wave correction continues further sideways as a double flat or double combination or flat correction, it can't move beyond the start of the first wave above 1328.05. The daily chart level, this is the alternate. It's looking at primary wave 4 still continuing, but instead of a flat, a double zigzag, which so to this point a 3, 3 has the same subdivisions as a flat, but then this one expects a 3 up for another zigzag rather than a 5 for a C wave. Within a double zigzag, the X wave, there's no minimum or maximum point for it. It just has to subdivide into a corrective structure. For this wave count, we may have a leading expanding diagonal here for an A wave, a brief B and C wave. There's no Fibonacci ratio between the A and C waves, but the C wave's longer than 0.382, the length of the A wave. It's not too short. It still looks quite usual. And the only problem with this wave count is this leading expanding diagonal structure. Within this expanding diagonal, the third wave is actually the longest, and the second wave is shallower than is usual for a second wave within a diagonal. Second and fourth waves usually correct to between 0.66 and 0.81, the first and third waves in diagonals, and this one's just under 50% the length of the first wave. Within leading diagonals, the second and fourth waves must subdivide into zigzags. The first, third and fifth waves are most commonly zigzags, but they may be impulses, and in my experience, if one of them is going to be an impulse, it's usually the third wave. The diagonal is expanding, the third wave is longer than the first, the fourth is longer than the second, but the fifth is not longer than the third. It's longer than the first, but the third wave is the longest. In my experience over the years, I have noticed that sometimes within diagonals, third waves have a tendency to be the longest, but that does reduce the probability of this wave count. If this is correct, then for primary wave 4, we have the first zigzag and the double complete. The double is joined by a 3 in the opposite direction, labelled X, and this is where the second zigzag and the double should begin, and within the first upwards movement, no second wave correction may move beyond the start below 1251.76. If price moves above 1330.09 and that confirmation point still quite close by, this wave count would be confirmed and the main wave count would be invalid. Let's have a look at what's happening here on the hourly chart. This is the start of that 5-wave impulse up here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. I expect it actually ended here rather than the fourth wave ending here because this didn't make a new price high. So we have a completed 5-wave impulse up here, and then I'm seeing the subdivisions here in exactly the same way as I'm seeing them for the main wave count. A leading diagonal here, a zigzag here, and an incomplete impulse to the downside here. But instead of a third wave, this would be a C wave. At 1298, minuet wave C would reach 1.618, the length of minuet wave A, and that would bring minute wave 2 down to the 0.382 Fibonacci ratio of minute wave 1, which I should have drawn in on this chart, but I haven't. But it's at 1298. So usually second waves are quite deep corrections, commonly correcting down to the 0.618 Fibonacci ratio, but in this case I expect we've got A and B complete, so we can use the ratio between A and C to calculate a target, and it coincides perfectly with the 0.382 ratio, so I'll favour that today for this case. So either way, in the short term for both wave counts, I'm expecting some downwards movement, for this alternate wave count to complete a second wave correction, and when that's done, this alternate expects upwards movement for a third wave, which should quickly confirm with price movement above 1330.09. I'd expect this C wave to take, which should be complete within 24 hours. Minute wave 2 may not move beyond the start of 1 below 1251.76. At this stage, both those wave counts remain valid. The first 24 hours of the new trading week just saw price move sideways in a really small range. I'm expecting most likely a little bit of downwards movement, and then I expect actually that the alternate has a higher probability at this stage because it has such a good fit on the hourly chart. That's all for me today with your gold analysis, and I hope that all our members are having a fabulous day.